What's up, gamers? Welcome to GameStar. My name is Rob, and this is my Vanilla Plus Valheim world. If you're not sure what I mean by Vanilla Plus, well, it's lightly modded. Small quality of life mods that don't really change any aspect of the game and feel like they should have been part of it. Basically, things are normal here, just a little bit better. Come on, I'll show you. You can see on the surface, you really can't tell a difference. We do everything same as you do anywhere else in a normal Valheim world, just things here make a little more sense. Like paths. We still make paths here, but rather than just being for show, the paths here actually make you walk faster. Slightly faster for dirt, 15%, much faster for stone, 40%. Either way, it really encourages players to create paths and stay on them. And keeps the grass healthier. And we still hunt here, but we can do it longer and without tiring. No, seriously, if there's no enemies around, I can sneak all day without getting tired. Notice stamina bar? It's not moving. And we even recover energy a little faster when we do exert ourselves. And actually the best part is, if you're stuck in the water and you've lost your stamina, as long as you just sit there and tread water and don't move, you'll slightly regain your stamina so you can eventually ease your way towards your boat or shore, or at least get out of your situation. Very nice. Food lasts longer here, and therefore we use less of it. See, in this Vanilla Plus world, there's no food degradation. So when you eat something, you maintain the max bonus for that food item for the entire duration of the bonus. But this way, you're not chasing a bonus, eating halfway through the food buff, using twice as much food as you should. It's just better. We can also stay out longer when we're hunting and foraging because we can carry more here. In this world, the armor we wear doesn't take up inventory space. Why should it? I mean, we're wearing it. Same with arrows, food, and keys. I'll tell you, the amount of space it frees up by removing that stuff from your inventory is game-changing. Or life-changing if we're staying in character. And we have seasons here. 4 of them, actually. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. And while it really just changes the color palette of the game and doesn't actually change any aspects of it, it really makes the game feel alive. And many of the animals actually change color with the seasons, which I can believe because a lot of animals do that in real life to stay camouflage. Now, I can't explain to myself why leeches turn white in the wintertime. Doesn't seem like it'd be beneficial to them, but Valheim is a magical place. Things happen for mystical reasons. And here in Vanilla Plus, sap burns forever, so torches always stay lit. It is possible to make it so it only lights at a certain time of day as the sun goes down and comes up if you'd like, but here we just let them burn. Same thing with candles, actually. Candles are a great addition to the game for decoration and lighting, but unfortunately in a vanilla world or just a normal Valheim world, the candles melt and become worthless after a bit of time, and so it's a constant like repurchasing, and honestly they're just not worth it for that. But here they never stop burning, so buy once, cry once. That's it, enjoy the lighting forever. And gardening is so much better. We can clear as small or as large of an area as we want with the hoe, simply by holding down the Alt key, and then scrolling the mouse wheel can expand or shrink the area that we can flatten. So we can clear out a huge area at one time. This one is a must-have. And we can plant a bunch of seeds all at once, saving tons of time. Using the right control key and the arrow keys, you can control how many seeds you plant at one time. You can make long, narrow rows or big square boxes. It's completely up to you and how many seeds you have, and of course, what size area you're working with. In fact, we're able to plant and grow any tree, any bush, or any vine in the world, and then harvest from the harvestable. So you can bring the berry bushes to you and keep yourself constantly supplied with the important foods. And would it surprise you that raising animals and farming is also better here? We can, through careful planning and consideration, raise up superior breeds of our livestock. By careful planning and consideration, I simply mean that we put 2 of them together and there's a small chance they'll spit out a ranked version. So you put 2 basic boars together, there's like a 5% chance that a 1-star boar will come out. Same thing, you put 2 1-star boars together and you have a small chance of a 2-star coming out. In fact, this applies to wolves. It makes the whole process of making guard dogs much, much easier. Capture any 2 wolves, domesticate them, and just keep breeding them. And eventually, you're gonna get yourself some elites. Breed those, and you'll get some super elites. Fire, good stuff. And it's nice to be able to get up close and personal with your pets. But it's even better to get up close and personal in combat. Here we can see out of the eyes of our warrior. So if you really want to feel like you're in the world, well, that's now a possibility. That's fun, right? And combat here, of course it's better, especially with warhammers. Because here, they swing like warhammers should. The battle axe animation was added to the sledgehammers and any of its relatives, so you can get some devastating combos going. You'll find yourself walking through the plains, looking for fuelings to smash. It gets addictive, really. Now, if that combat happens to take place in the Mistlands, it's nice to be able to keep an eye on the distance. Getting jumped here is always a problem. And I know this mod will end up making the name Mistlands not make much sense, but in this world, there is no mist in the Mistlands. The Mistlands is a pretty place and an awesome place to build when you don't have to deal with constant cataracts blindness. Now there's another, actually more popular mod that just allows you to control how far the Wisplights work, and that does give them more purpose. But honestly, I think the wisp lamps just look cool on their own anyways. It does help to have like a flying flashlight around you, even in like the crypts. And blue glowing nightlights are cool. So it doesn't bug me at all that the mist doesn't exist anymore. I just can't stand the mist. So in this world, there is none. Now, I don't like things that break the game or make it too easy, but sometimes you just get a bad roll. You just get bad luck and you almost feel like the game's out to get you. Well, here you get one extra chance. Any damage that would take you out will actually just trigger a cheat death and will begin to heal your health up at a rapid rate. But if you get hit again in a short window, you're going down for good. And then there's a 10-minute cooldown. So it doesn't feel too cheaty. It just takes away the power from the game to kind of ruin your day, at least once in a while. It's also really nice when I do get home from combat that I can just walk up to a workbench or a forge and it just automatically repairs everything in my inventory without me having to click anything repeatedly. So just visiting a table will get you ready for more action. And speaking of crafting, I love being able to recycle old armor and weapons and find new uses for the materials. Here, just by visiting the correct table for the item, you have the option to recycle and reclaim, which gives you back a percentage of the materials it took to make that armor. And it feels less wasteful. You know, you're not just running out and littering into the woods hoping the stuff disappears after a while. You can actually find new purpose for it. And then when you do want to craft something new, you don't even have to worry about running chest to chest to gather the resources. As long as they're in the vicinity of the table, you can automatically pull for them to create stuff. And it tells you all the time how many total you have in the area, so you won't just suddenly deplete an entire resource without knowing it. And I kind of think, considering this is the afterlife, it kind of should be a little bit easier, don't you think? It doesn't matter if it takes mystical forces, we don't care about that. But my two favorite things here, oh man, these are good. When we go fishing here, we do it like warriors should, like we did back home in the old world. Fishing poles? No way. Here we use bows and harpoons, like our forefathers and theirs, like Vikings only should. Now, I personally prefer the harpoon because it's fun, challenging, but when I spearfish, it pulls it to me. Now, alternatively, the bow can be fun, but if you do get a fish, you gotta go collect it. Spearfishing is where it's at. And finally, here, when I walk through the meadows in the Black Forest, the Greylings and Grey Dwarfs respect me. They know to stay away. They actually fear me. Now, not initially, not while they're more powerful, but as you power up in this world, the whole world feels it. And monsters that were aggressive will just suddenly become passive, or in many cases, will flee from you. And so here, you stop being annoyed by these creatures who are just too dumb for their own good, and you begin to feel respected and powerful as you should. It really feels good and takes so much of the annoyance out of the game. And ultimately, that's what Vanilla Plus is all about. Just shaving off a little of the bad, bringing in a little more good, and ultimately ending up with the most amazing survival game that we all love.